So you talk about it being available for all these other financial business. Why wasn't it not available for the music industry? Why wasn't that part of a conversation that we fucking musicians need some fucking help? Why is it taking until 2025 to ask to get help for these fucking musicians?
Well, you're that's an amazing question, and Andy, Jer and I spent an excessive amount of time
It pisses me off.
analyzing this exact question. It upsets me too, right? It upsets me too, and I think the biggest reason is it takes a lot of different types of people with a lot of different knowledge to make this happen, right? So Jer obviously has lived this pain for 20 years running his business. I obviously have the knowledge in technology. Our third partner, is an IP lawyer that really understands these agreements. So the reality is to make something like this happen really requires a team like what we've assembled at Quantizr. And frankly, Andy, you said it best, man. We need guys like you speaking up and showing people that they need to take control of their business, because there's a huge problem with financial literacy in the arts. It threatens our ability to continue having art. And I'll tell you, as someone that, has seen my favorite band 106 times, the reality is I really hope for the future of art that people take control of their business.
Wow. And we're live. Andy Frasco's World Saving Podcast. I'm Andy Frasco. How's your heads? How's your minds? How is your wallet? And today is the episode where we find out who the corporate is of why musicians aren't making any money. And we have, I'm calling you in there, baby. You wanted this fucking shit.
Let's go.
We have one of my best friends started a business with one of his best friends. We have Quantizr here today, and I'd like to thank Jeremy Salken from Big Gigantic, the guy who is the smartest financial guy in the whole music scene. Jeremy, welcome to the show.
Wow. That was quite the intro, buddy. That was quite the intro.
We're starting a revolution, and it's because of you. So what are we doing here?
Man, thanks for having us on the podcast.
What, you want to introduce your partner?
I will, yeah. So I'm Jeremy Salken, as Andy put it, the smartest businessman in the music industry. Not true, but we're out here trying. We're doing the best we can.
Yeah.
And I have my esteemed colleague Josh Litwack from Quantizr. So we're
Josh,
both. Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
What's up, guys? Thank you so much for having us, Andy. It's a pleasure and an honor.
Before we chew out Jeremy for joining a cult that is the software industry, they call. I'd like Josh to give
Tech Bro.
Yeah, Tech Bro. That's what it is. I like
Jer's Tech Bro era, man. Loving
this
it.
is the Tech Bro era. I love it. He feels a little more relaxed, a little more stressed out, but a little more relaxed too.
Somehow both at the same time. I don't know.
We'll talk about it. So give me your background, Josh. Why are you trying to get into the music industry? And then we'll talk about the company.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks, Andy. Very passionate about financial literacy. I worked in the corporate world at Bloomberg and BlackRock for 10 years. I watched a lot of other people make a lot of money through digitizing their records and really understanding where their money is going. And Jer and I started collaborating, thinking about, hey, all the software that exists for financial services, how does it not exist for music? How can we really help musicians and their teams ultimately make better financial decisions? And so for me, I love music, and really just want to do what I can to help.
Well, we honor your service.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sir.
It's a noble cause.
I need a couple tech guys in the music industry to know that we're not getting fucked. This is
that's one way. But I want to upvote exactly what you said. Jeremy Salken is the business guy of the music industry.
He's the reason why I have an 853
inside and
credit
out
score. You are
right. That's better than mine, dude. You're crushing it. Way to go, buddy.
You hooked me up, dude. You taught me the way. That's why I trust you and I believe in you. And I know I was one of the first people you wanted my brain on for Quantizr. Let's talk about Quantizr. Guys, congratulations. This is a big accomplishment. You're basically making musicians have the power back with their finances, which I feel like is what needed to happen.
For sure, yeah. It's a little bit of that. It's also like empowering managers, agents, business managers, the whole team to be able to collaborate together. Because right now, the only software they have to do that is literally Google Sheets and Excel. That's
Right.
it. The entire industry is run out of that with a little QuickBooks sprinkled in and some other software that's like QuickBooks. And I thought originally that was just Big G. That's just what I figured out because I ran our business, from the beginning until, 2 years ago or a year ago. And I thought it was just us. This is what I figured out, on my own, just using spreadsheets. And then through meeting Josh, through talking to a lot of other people, realized, oh my God, the literal entire industry is run out of that. And it's the only industry left that's like that. If you have a restaurant, you have Toast, right? They have a platform, helps you do everything, helps you manage all these different parts of your business. If you are a realtor, you have software. If you are in financial services, like Josh is saying, you have software to help you. If you're in music or entertainment, it's not just music, sports, entertainment, it's the whole freaking thing. But you're pretty much using Excel or Google Sheets and Dropbox and Google Drive and just trying to be as organized as you can with the tools. So what we wanted to do is build something to kind of bring it all together and have a home for people to make better decisions, know what they're getting into when they go on tour, try to budget, try to keep track of settlements, keep track of money, it's a shit show, as you know, because you run your business.
Yeah. It's insane, and I'm paying I'm paying people to help run it, and I'm having it's like everyone is kind of on the same board with it. But I'm wondering, what is the most expensive thing on a tour budget or on any budget? What's the most expensive thing?
I mean, it depends on the genre that you're kind of in, but like production is definitely really expensive. I mean, commissions, yeah. I mean, if you're talking about that.
The whole thing, like, what's the most expensive thing you've been seeing?
Well, if you think, commissions, for example, if you have a manager and an agent and they're getting 10 to 15, 20%, like that's 30%.
What, of the gross?
Of the gross, or however you're figuring it out. That's 30% gone right there, right out of the gate. So
explain that to people,
which is a lot.
Explain that to people as business managers.
Wow. Okay. We're getting in right now. So say you have a show and you get, the venue pays you $10,000. In theory, your manager, your agent, and if you have a business manager, they all get a percentage of that. So that if a manager gets 15%
of gross
of gross of 10,000, they get $1,500. If the agent gets 10%, they get 1,000. The business manager gets 5%, whatever. That's another like 500. Some people have lawyers that also get a percentage, but all these people are working.
That's $3,000 off of the initial guarantee.
Yeah. Yep.
So the band doesn't see the $10,000; they see the $7,000.
No, they see 7, and out of that 7, you also have to pay for your crew. If you're bringing crew out, if you have a band, you have to pay your band members. You're paying for gas, you're paying for hotels, you're paying for flights,
tour buses.
If you have a bus, if you have a Sprinter, you also have other bills related. If the amount of like monthly subscriptions we have for like this texting thing and this email thing and whatever,
radio,
it all, yeah. So that 7,000, obviously if you're making if you're making money elsewhere, like streaming, which no one's really making a lot of money on streaming and royalties, but it goes into the pot. But really the live is where you have a chance to actually try to make money. So yeah, all that comes out of the $7,000. And then a lot of the times, if you're lucky, you'll walk away with like 20 to 30% of the money that you made. So of that $10,000, if you're lucky, you walk away with $2,000 to then split amongst the band. Like,
right.
If you're in a 5-person band, a 4-person band, that $2,000 is getting split 4 or 5 ways.
Yeah.
So it's hard out there, and
that's why you need a Quantizr to kind of throw all these expenses into something that can be easily calculated on how to profit and how to cut shares. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of what we're trying to do, is like give everybody a home, because to their credit, agents are out there like trying to get you gigs, trying to get you as much money as you can.
What are managers doing?
Managers are juggling that, right? They're kind of talking to the agent, managing the agent. They're also managing, hopefully, your recording career. They should be handling some of the finances or some of the crew, right? They're supposed to be dealing with all the things that you shouldn't have your hands on. So if it could be a million different things, hopefully helping you with socials, hopefully strategic stuff, talking to you about, cool, what's your next plan? What's our plan in 2027? What are we going to do? And then they kind of tell the agent to go and either get gigs or let's put a tour together or whatever. But it all starts with the manager. And then your business manager is handling finances, paying bills.
This feels like this obsoletes a business manager.
Not really, because it's just another tool, like having QuickBooks be invented, that didn't mean that accountants disappeared. It's just a tool that accountants use to empower them. But can this
obsolete the extra 5%?
That's not what the goal is. I think a lot of business managers that have clients will be like, cool, I can handle more work and have more consistency, because business managers are also chasing managers and agents for money. So they're wasting time saying, how much did we get paid on this gig? What are the commissions for this gig? They have a whole email chain back and forth.
What I'm trying to say is,
no one's going to be like obsolete.
Of course, a bigger business needs a business manager. I'm talking about that musician who barely can make enough money for the 15% gross. Can they use Quantizr to help them be independent still?
For sure. Yeah,
that's what I'm asking.
Definitely, yeah. And
I'm not trying to tell you that you're firing everyone.
No, that's not.
You're sweating over here. Don't worry. I ain't going to let my boy do. I ain't going to do that. Hilarious. You're my boy.
Yeah, what are you trying to get at? No, we're not trying to. No, we're just trying to make it easier, because right now it's a shit show for everybody. It doesn't matter if you're us or you or Beyonce or freaking Taylor Swift or whatever. It's really hard to manage the business of an artist or a comedian or an actor.
The other part of this too is that the economics of touring has become harder and harder every single year, right? The cost of tour buses is going up. Everything is, the costs are going up. And the reality is the manager, the agent, and the business manager, they're all working for the artist, trying to find the best way for them to be successful. Right. But the reality is, how are they allocating their time, right? Like, are they allocating their time manually and putting something into a spreadsheet? Is that helping an artist win? No. What's helping them win is having the data to make that informed decision so that they get that little bit of extra money on the guarantee, or they structure that versus deal better, right? And so that's what it's really all about, is getting kind of all the folks working for the artist really not having to waste their time on things that, frankly, technology can do now.
Yeah, so talk about the technology of it. You're Mr. AI. I know this, Joshy. You're created this beautiful app or program that is really beneficial. I mean, I've read it, I've gone through it. Tell us what you're doing with AI to help everyone make everything a lot easier.
Yeah, definitely. So I grew within Bloomberg's leadership development program, and what I saw at Bloomberg was essentially all of financial services ultimately get taken over by data and analytics. And the first step is digitizing everything, right? So historically, the reason why all these decisions were being made, manually or in Excel spreadsheets, right, is because that's all that existed at the time. And so now what we're doing with AI is we're using this technology to be able to look for the key words that really matter in contracts, settlements, offers, all the things that ultimately lead to you making more money. And then we built calculators that leverage that information to help you really understand, hey, if I sell this many tickets, how much money could we make? And a lot of the times, a lot of decisions are, well, it depends. And a lot of the times, if you have the data and you can do something with it, you can look at, hey, what did we do last year? And hey, what would the effect of this decision be? And so again, this technology has kind of existed in financial services for many, many years. The real advantage that we have with AI today is that a lot of the things that are deep stuck within these PDF documents that are in someone's email that left the firm 5 years ago can now be aggregated in one spot so that they can be used as a data point for financial decision making.
You love your bands, don't you? You really love your bands. If you really want to love your bands and you really love your bands and want to support them the real way, head to volume.com and subscribe. Volume.com. Yes, this is the best live stream company in the business. Get your bands paid. You can subscribe for $5 a month. The shows are super quality. They have great cameras, great audio, backstage footage, extra live streams. You want to get closer to the artist too? Where you get to meet us. Like I'm doing Monday morning motivations where we could all have coffee together and talk about how we're going to achieve and attack the week. So this is how you could support your favorite artist. Head over to volume.com and let's get personal. So you talk about it being available for all these other financial business. Why wasn't it not available for the music industry? Why wasn't that part of a conversation that we fucking musicians need some fucking help? Why is it taking until 2025 to ask to get help for these fucking musicians?
Well, you're that's an amazing question, and Andy, Jer and I spent an excessive amount of time
It pisses me off
analyzing this exact question. It upsets me too, right? It upsets me too, you know, and I think the biggest reason is it takes a lot of different types of people with a lot of different knowledge to make this happen, right? So Jer obviously has lived this pain for 20 years running his business. You know, I obviously have the knowledge in technology. Our third partner, you know, is an IP lawyer that really understands these agreements. So the reality is to make something like this happen really requires a team like what we've assembled at Quantizr. And frankly, Andy, you said it best, man. We need guys like you speaking up and showing people that they need to take control of their business because there's a huge problem with financial literacy in the arts. It threatens our ability to continue having art. And I'll tell you, as someone that, you know, has seen my favorite band 106 times, the reality is I really hope for the future of art that people take control of their business.
Yeah, and you know, that's what frustrates me about this industry too. Like the artist just wants to be the artist, man. They're like, I just want to be the artist. I have other people take care of you. And then when they get fucked, they blame everyone else. When they should have fucking learned about this.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough, man. It's not easy to understand a lot of this stuff. You know, you and I definitely put our heads in there and it's kind of like a survival tool. Like somebody's got to do it.
I know, but like, don't bitch about getting fucked when you didn't do the knowledge of actually knowing what is the reason why you're getting fucked.
Yeah. I mean, it's a good point, but at the same time, you're trusting these people, like you're paying them a percentage. They're essentially a partner in your business. Like they're getting a bigger percentage than if you had like a, you know, investors or whatever. And
well, maybe they don't want you to know most about this business because then they don't have a job.
No, I don't think it's that. I think they're doing the best they can with the tools that they have, which are again, it's Excel. That's the tool they have. They're out there. A lot of them are just trying to stay above water, like figure out the next tour. If you have multiple clients as a manager, an agent, you're worrying about 82 different things. So yeah, I don't think it's
1998,
bro. And
the fuck is happening? We're running an industry from an Excel sheet.
I mean, literally, dude, you're not. What's
this
funny
is
is
what pisses
like
me off about this thing.
They did a great job with that program. If it's literally still the program everyone uses in the world,
right? But like,
but it's crazy.
Let's take advantage of the AI. This is why you're helping us. Like
100%,
what we're doing. And
so tell them about how AI. Like you'll submit like a contract, right? Tell us all about how AI is going to help with this.
Yeah,
sorry, this is making me pissed off.
I know. I like that you get angry.
No,
about
Andy,
it.
let's go, bro. Yeah. I love it, man. I love it. And just one thing before we get more into the AI.
Just thinking about this.
You're right. And Andy,
it's crazy.
This is a problem with education too, right? You know, Jer said it, and I just really want to upvote this just a little bit more, right? The reality is I think a lot of people want to have more information. They just don't know how, and the tools don't exist, right? So now it's an education game where it's like, how can we help people understand that these tools exist and they have the ability to do it differently if they want to, right? And that's what education is, right? That's
yeah.
I just want to know. I want to like I get it. Us musicians are dumb or whatever they think we are.
I disagree completely. I think the musicians are really smart. I think they just haven't had the education to do so.
It's like we learned our riffs. Let's learn our budget.
I mean, learning that stuff, again, goes to financial literacy, which Josh is talking about, and is something I think about all the time, and I'm very passionate about it. And I wish, there were your podcast is a great forum for like finding ways to talk about that, tips and tricks, like whatever, to help people, because we're all out there just trying to figure it out. You're not necessarily getting that knowledge from a manager, business manager, agent. You're kind of hiring them to do it. It's not necessarily being like passed down to where you're like, oh, I'm learning how to fish.
Right.
They're just like, I'm a fish for you.
That's what I mean. They're just taking care of it, and they're not teaching us too. I mean, that's not. It's kind of fucking our industry.
Yeah,
a little bit.
and but a lot of people that's why you hire that person. So you don't have to learn that. You can just focus on music.
Right.
And you know, some artists are way more involved in their business like you are, which is great.
But stop.
And there's lots of artists that are trying to get this message out too.
Yeah, that's true, man. There's tons of people that want to help, that want to share, you know, their experiences, their knowledge, things like that. But
yeah, like Andy, our mutual friend Steve Poltz and I did a financial literacy session at Folk Alliance on this exact topic of like, how can you help artists really understand their business more effectively? And although I'm not nominated for a Grammy with him like you are, I'm super proud of the session we did on financial literacy, and I think it was really well perceived. So the more people like you, Andy, the more people like Steve Poltz, the more people that are like screaming this from the rooftop, like, hey, we got to pay attention to this. That's what's going to change, and that's what's going to have the next generation of musicians being like, yeah, I'm going to look at my settlement statement at the end of the night.
Yeah, we should. And like, as you're looking at these deal sheets, what are some of the question marks, like the usage or the overages and stuff? Like, you see those. That's like from this Quantizr, you're realizing some of that overage stuff is fucking an anomaly.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of all over the place, and it has been for years. And you know, that's one of the cool things, to go back to what is the AI doing, right? Essentially, what you can do is upload a contract or a settlement, whatever, a deal memo. And in like 30 seconds, it pulls all that data out, standardizes it, so you can see a digital version of your show.
Wow.
Like, you have to sell 459 tickets to hit backend to get overage. Backend is making money on top of your guarantee if you have a guarantee. And we pull the expenses, we pull the ticket, the different ticket types. You have a GA, you have an advance ticket, you have a day of show, you have VIP, whatever. We can pull all that information to give you like an accurate number of like, hey, this is how much money you're going to make on this show. And, you know, so we're using technology like that. We're not, you know, that's where the AI kind of comes in, is to help do this admin that right now, if you're an agent, you have an assistant that's in there typing this shit in manually, excuse my French. They're typing it into a spreadsheet, into Excel, and they're doing this every freaking day. And then that goes to a manager. And then the manager's looking at it, and they might have an assistant that's also typing their version of it.
What a waste of a fucking day.
Dude, it's time.
They could be on calls getting sponsorships.
They could be on calls getting money.
They're getting that money. They're basically adminning. Well, that's the problem.
But
this is what I'm
they're
pissed.
doing the best they can. Those are tools that they have.
That's what I mean. Like, why did it take this long to make their lives easier?
I don't know.
So they could focus on the shit that they actually should be focusing on. Like, figuring out the bigger picture.
Yep. Yeah. That's
you guys are angels
why we're here.
And fucking saints. And I can't believe it. Just boils my blood.
We love you too,
There
Andy.
hasn't been a business model like this for these agents and managers and business managers to take their brain off of the little things in life and think about the bigger picture shit for our artists.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. The one other thing I'll add to this is just simplifying it, right? Like, the reality is this industry has, you know, a lot of different deal structures and formats and everything. And a lot of what you can do when you standardize the data with using AI is you can have insights. So really understanding not just what does the data show, but how do I interpret this? And this kind of plays to the educational angle, right? It's like, even if someone wanted to see, hey, how did we do last year? What are they going to do? Go into their settlement statement, try and look at that number and do, right? The whole idea is that what you really need is the insights that the AI provides along with the data. And so that's really how we can educate people to, you know, look into these things. And you're completely right in terms of the amount of admin that is wasted. It is truly mind-blowing. And if I'm going to say one thing about AI, AI has enabled it that this admin just isn't needed anymore. Anyone that's spending their time doing it in Excel spreadsheets is ultimately wasting time, right? And historically it was, hey, there was no other option. Now it's, hey, do you want to use the technology that you have at your disposal to help your artist win?
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like, we all are trying to figure out ways to think about big picture stuff. I'm thankful that you're helping our managers and you're helping our business managers have a little more extra time to focus on the things that matter than just fucking admin stuff. Because I get, like, if it's spending half the job just adminning is half the job, then that's what I have a problem with. if we could eliminate the admin and that gives them another half of a brain to fucking focus on the things that matter, like this is going to be so important for our industry.
Yep.
100%.
That's the goal, man.
I appreciate this.
Thanks,
I'm like,
bro.
whatever you need from me. So how does one, if they want to get into Quantizr, how does one able to sign up?
Yep. You can go to Quantizr.com.
I'm good at this, huh?
You're great at it. You're crushing it. That was a great question. You can go
it's
to.
so funny. You're like my best friend, and we're talking business.
I
like
love
this.
it.
I mean,
Well,
you're my points guy,
dude. Right? I help you get insurance. Help you.
I'm just so thankful
you just
turned
got a
this
car.
into a business. I just got yeah. That was one thing too. Like even the leasing, like I was signing contracts on paper, and then I had to sign again on a computer.
Yeah.
That I wasted 10 minutes of my life waiting for that thing to print. This is what
You're
I'm
lucky
fucking
it only took
talking
10
about.
minutes every time I
and
do
the other
work
side
we're
of this
doing.
is speed. Right. So you're hitting on exactly the other part. So the other thing is when you think about like the parallels to financial services, right, is that like, a trader in financial services, what they care about is executing quickly, right? Same thing with an agent. They want to be more effective. They want to do these shows faster.
Exactly.
They want to
Shout
do
out to
that.
John
But they're
Bongiorno,
just
the
bogged
hardest
down
worker
in
in
the
G.
admin, right? And you're hitting the nail on the head, man. It's reducing manual data entry and booking shows faster.
Every
right?
manager
and then making
should
sure
have
at
this
the end that
fucking
it's
program.
accountable.
Every business
You heard
manager
it here
should have this
first.
fucking program.
You heard it here
I
first.
think every agency should have this program.
Dude.
Everyone should have this program so it saves you guys 4 or 5 hours to work on other shit.
4 or 5 hours a day. Maybe.
Hello, everyone. It's Andy Frasco, your local drunk. We're here to support Gardenista. Gardenista, our sponsors. So I've been substituting this from Jameson because I like the idea that there's ginger, lime juice, and green herbs in this. So I kind of feel healthy drinking this. I mean, they got all these different ones. Like I was kind of nervous about this bourbon cocktail, but it's bourbon whiskey, green herbs, lime juice, ginger, and jalapenos. Got a little spice to it, but you put some ice in it, and it's actually a cocktail. And like, I'm not really good at proportions, so it's already made for you. Look at this. It's cute too. You could be on your table. You're like, oh, looky, you're sophisticated. Do you want pop-off on your kitchen table, or do you want something that's pretty? Gardenista, vodka cocktail. Grab it. Tell them Frasco sent you. Josh and Salken, I honestly, no bullshit aside, you don't realize how important this is, and I know you guys have been working your ass off. You're like, why the fuck am I working so hard on this? For a musician, working just as hard, and I know a lot of people, I just want to say what you're doing is not only, it'll be nice if you make $1 billion, but also you're helping people that really need the fucking help.
That's
and we're
why
all
doing
trying. I know that's why you're doing it, and that's why you're my best friend, one of my best boys.
Ooh, love you, bro.
Yeah,
Don't say that in front of Nick right here.
You're one of my closest friends. And we're not trying to fire anyone. We're trying to make everyone have a life. Because
we're giving you your life back. We're giving you your time back.
It takes 24/7 to do this. And if we could take 4 hours of admin out of all these music industries' lives to like go hang out with their kids and shit and their wives.
Or be creative
or have fun, we should take advantage of that. Okay?
Yep.
I get the AI slop with the art. People are pissed out. But this is the part of AI where I think is very important and very beneficial to helping a business grow and helping you as a musician to understand how your business works.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. We're not going for evil AI where it's going to, whatever. We're not creating art out of it. We're doing,
you're helping other people create
We're doing what, there's so much like AI or whatever intelligence in so many applications already that figure out formulas for you that do this, that do that. That's all we're doing is a more advanced version of that. And
you're in luck. We have a musician who has tons of questions. A man from a band called Dopapod. Neal, come on the show. Neal has a bunch of questions for this. Neal, welcome to the show, Neal. Welcome to the show. Hey, Neal, how you doing?
Bro.
Hey, Neal, do you have any questions for Quantizr as a musician?
Well, I've only heard half of the spiel here because I don't have headphones, so not quite sure of what's all available. Let me think of some questions.
Okay.
So I understand. I did sign up.
Neal's the drummer
on the phone. I requested access.
Oh, nice. I love it.
Whilst listening here, so
I love that.
Maybe I'll dive in and get some more questions. But
your hair looks fucking great.
Your hair's
thanks.
looking good.
It's a nice cut.
He's out throwing you right now.
You're in the middle of some serious fro bookends
I know.
right now.
I always
How does it
wanted
feel?
an afro.
It's
I always
like
wanted
between
an
two
afro
ferns
growing
right
up. Yes.
Do you have any questions?
Okay, I guess like one of the biggest. I like how you talked about the contract thing, and it sort of analyzes it for you and tells you what you need to do. Because, my God, that's confusing.
Extremely.
Could you do that? Can you plan a budget? Say you have a tour with like 10 contracts.
Mm-hmm.
You put that into the system. Is it going to bust out the numbers that you need, like at the end of the tour? Can it help you build the budget for your tour?
Oh, if you're
in that
trying
way?
to like, we want to go home with X amount of money.
Yeah, or like just kind of see what your back end's going to be. How much money do I have now for hotels? This kind of thing.
What we do actually now is we have like a template that you could make for a budget, because a lot of times it's the same. You're applying the same numbers to different situations. So you have a 10-show tour, and you're like, cool. We know we have this many crew, this many band members. These are the hotels that usually happen, and you can go in and like change some of those variables to be like, okay, we're flying from Denver to New York, so it's going to cost this much. Just kind of like update easy things, and then it's figuring out commissions. It's figuring out, you have your budget for whatever production or a trailer, but van, whatever, and gives you this take home, right? And then you can go in and kind of like get as granular as you want to figure out, okay, we want to make more money than this. You can go in and tweak that. We have these nice, pretty reports that you can do where you can essentially send the team a PDF that's like, you don't have to read a P&L. This isn't like a balance sheet. This isn't a sophisticated accounting document.
English doc.
It's English. It's written for musicians, essentially. It's pretty. It's got pictures. It's got graphs. And it's essentially showing you, hey, this is the budget. This is how much you're going to make. And you can also do one after. So you can kind of compare, the two and be like, okay, this is where we won. This is where we lost. Let's try to tweak this.
Is this confusing you, Neal?
Yeah.
This is perfect. This is exactly what I want to hear.
Yeah.
I was doing a lot of the budgeting, so
that's what I'm saying.
My first question.
You're the me of the band.
It's like, how do you make this part
Wait,
easier for me?
You're the Jeremy of the band.
You were budgeting for Dope Pod?
Nice.
Neal.
Nothing to do with why we're not on the road anymore.
Yeah, wait. When did you join the band? When did you come in the one to carry the? No, I'm kidding.
I mean, ladies and gentlemen, also another new member of our world-saving team. We got Fro from Dope Pod. He's joining our squad. Hello. Thanks for being part of the company.
Another drummer, businessman.
I tell you,
I love that.
We're all engineers. We have to figure all this shit out.
I feel like drummers are the best businessmen because they know about numbers.
Because we can count to 4. What are you saying? 7? Sometimes.
No, like
that's
you gotta
a little more than 4. Different than 4.
We go way more than 4.
I'm just trying to figure out why
guitars are like, how much are we going to make on this tour?
Yeah.
4.
Yeah.
4. Well, thank you guys for being on the show. Thank you, Neal. Thank you.
Thanks.
Can't wait to have you in my arms these days.
Ooh, much more than regularly.
You and me, just so much hair on one podcast. It's going to be crazy. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Love you, buddy. Thank you.
I love you too. Do you have any last remarks before the fans, before they sign for the band, sign up for Quantizr, and the managers? Please, God, managers, sign up for Quantizr. Please, I'm like begging managers to sign up for this. You would save so much time, and you could be like doing other shit that's fucking awesome.
Yep.
Too.
Other awesome shit. Either
shit.
for you or hanging out with your kids. Like
or hang out with your kids.
Get that time back.
Get that time back, managers. Okay. We got any remarks, Joshy, before we leave?
I was just going to say, thanks for having us, man. Thanks for spreading the word. And I'm hopeful for a brighter future with folks like, all the guys that you got here, moving things forward. We're just trying to get people aware so musicians don't feel like they're getting fucked, because they're not getting fucked if you know who's fucking you.
There you go. It's consensual.
There's a better world ahead, man. There's a better world ahead.
Yeah, to sum it up, there's a better world ahead.
Have a good night.
Thanks, bro.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, bro.